Did you know Bosnia and Herzegovina's name holds centuries of power struggles, rivers, dukes and cultural pride? The truth behind the name is deeper than you think. It is not merely a label on a map, it is a living chronicle, a story whispered through time. Each part of the name carries the weight of history, the echo of empires and the resilience of its people. To understand this nation, one must first understand its name. It speaks of a land defined by its natural features and shaped by the ambitions of powerful leaders. It is a name that tells a complex and often turbulent tale, reflecting the very soul of the country it represents. The name Bosnia and Herzegovina is a compound identity, a delicate balance of two distinct historical regions. This duality is not an accident of geography, but a result of deliberate political and cultural developments over many centuries. It hints at a past where different powers held sway over different parts of the land, leaving behind legacies that are still visible today. The name itself is a political statement, a recognition of the diverse heritage that makes up the modern state. It acknowledges that this country is a mosaic, built from pieces with their own unique stories, their own heroes, and their own historical paths, all now woven together into a single intricate national fabric. This complexity can be seen as a microcosm of the nation's broader history. The country has long been a crossroads of civilizations, a place where East meets West. The Romans, the Slavs, the Ottomans, and the Austro-Hungarians have all left their indelible marks upon this land. The name Bosnia and Herzegovina encapsulates this journey. It is a testament to the enduring identities of its constituent regions, which have managed to preserve their distinct characters through waves of conquest and political change. The name is, therefore, a roadmap to the past, guiding us through the layers of influence that have shaped the nation's identity. Understanding the story behind the name is essential for appreciating the country's present. It helps us see beyond the headlines and understand the deep-seated cultural currents that flow beneath the surface. The name is a constant reminder of the country's dual heritage, a symbol of both its historical divisions and its potential for unity. It is a powerful emblem of a nation that has weathered immense hardship and continues to strive for a peaceful and prosperous future. The journey into the meaning of Bosnia and Herzegovina is a journey into the heart of a remarkable and resilient corner of the world. The story of the name begins with the land itself, with the lifeblood of its central region, a river. The first part of the country's name, Bosnia, is derived from the Bosna River. This majestic waterway carves its path through the heart of the country, a constant presence that has shaped the landscape and the lives of the people for millennia. The earliest known mention of this name appears in ancient texts. The Roman historian Velleius Paterculus, writing in the 1st century AD, referred to the river as Bosina. This ancient name, recorded by the administrators of a vast empire, marks the first time this land entered the written record, forever linking its identity to the flowing waters of its central river. The exact linguistic origin of the name Bosna is a subject of scholarly debate, lost in the mists of prehistory. One compelling theory suggests that the name has roots in the ancient Indo-European languages that were spoken across Europe thousands of years ago. In this view, the name could be derived from the word bos or bok, which means running water. This interpretation paints a vivid picture of early settlers being so struck by the powerful flowing river that they named the entire land after this essential feature. It suggests a deep, primal connection between the people and their environment, a bond forged in the very earliest days of human settlement in the region. Another fascinating possibility is that the name has Illyrian origins. The Illyrians were an ancient people who inhabited the Western Balkans long before the arrival of the Slavs. While their language is not fully understood, some linguists propose that the name Bosna could come from an Illyrian word. One popular hypothesis connects it to the Proto-Indo-European root bas, which means to shine or to be bright. In this context, the name Bosna would translate to the shining river, a poetic and evocative description of a waterway glistening under the sun as it meanders through the green valleys and rugged mountains of the Balkan landscape. Regardless of its precise etymological roots, what is certain is that the name Bosnia is ancient and deeply connected to the geography of the land. For over 2,000 years, the river has given its name to the region it nourishes. This enduring link highlights the profound importance of the natural world in shaping human identity. The river was not just a source of water and life, it was the central artery of the region, a landmark so significant that its name became synonymous with the land and the people themselves. The name Bosnia is therefore a tribute to the enduring power and beauty of the natural world. While Bosnia is rooted in the ancient landscape, the second part of the country's name, Herzegovina, has a more recent and distinctly political origin. Its story is tied to a powerful and ambitious nobleman of the 15th century. His name was Stjepan Vukic Kosaka. He was a formidable figure in the medieval Bosnian kingdom, a man who carved out a vast domain for himself in the southern part of the country. As the Ottoman Empire advanced into the Balkans, the central authority of the Bosnian king began to weaken, creating a power vacuum that ambitious lords like Stjepan were quick to fill. He ruled his lands with considerable autonomy, acting almost as an independent sovereign. In his quest for greater prestige and recognition, Stjepan Vukic Kosaka adopted a grand title in 1448. He styled himself Herzog of St. Sava. The title Herzog is the German word for duke, a rank of nobility that signified immense power and authority. By adopting this title, Stjepan was making a bold political statement. He was asserting his independence from the Bosnian crown and aligning himself with the noble traditions of Central Europe. This act was a clear declaration of his ambition, signalling to his rivals and to foreign powers that he was a ruler to be reckoned with, the master of his own domain. The lands that Stjepan ruled soon came to be known by his title. People began to refer to his territory as the Herzog's land, or, in the local language, Herzegovina. The name stuck. It became the common term for the southern region of the medieval Bosnian state, a territory defined by the rule of its powerful duke. This naming convention was not unusual in feudal Europe, where territories were often named after their ruling families or the titles of their lords. However, in this case, the name would endure long after Stjepan and his dynasty had passed into history, cementing a distinct regional identity that persists to this day. Thus, the name Herzegovina was born not from a river or an ancient tribe, but from the political ambition of a single powerful man. It is a name that speaks of feudal power, of shifting alliances, and of the turbulent transition from the medieval to the early modern era in the Balkans. It stands in contrast to the ancient geographical origin of Bosnia, highlighting the different historical paths taken by the two regions. The dual name of the country is, therefore, a direct reflection of this divergence, a permanent reminder of the duke whose land became a lasting part of the nation's identity. The arrival of the Ottoman Empire in the 15th century brought profound changes to the Balkans, reshaping the political and cultural landscape for centuries to come. As the Ottomans consolidated their control over the region, they absorbed the lands of the former Bosnian kingdom. Yet, even under the administration of this vast and centralized empire, the distinction between the two regions, Bosnia and Herzegovina, was not erased. In fact, the Ottomans formalized it. They recognized the unique historical and political identities of the two territories by organizing them as separate administrative units within their imperial system. Initially, both regions were part of a larger administrative province, or eyalet. However, the Ottomans were pragmatic rulers who often adapted their administrative structures to local realities. They understood that Herzegovina, the land of the Herzog, had a distinct history and identity. For much of their rule, they administered the region as a separate district, or sanjak. In the 19th century, this distinction was further solidified when the Ottomans created the Pashalik of Herzegovina, a separate province ruled by its own vizier. This administrative separation reinforced the regional identity of Herzegovina, ensuring that its name and distinct character were preserved under Ottoman rule. This official recognition by the Ottoman authorities had a lasting impact. It meant that for over 400 years the names Bosnia and Herzegovina were used in official documents, on maps, and in the everyday language of imperial administration. This practice embedded the dual identity deep into the consciousness of the people and the political geography of the region. The empire, in its own way, helped to perpetuate the legacy of the river and the duke. The names were no longer just informal descriptors, they were official designations, recognized by one of the most powerful empires in the world at the time. When Ottoman rule eventually gave way to the Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1878, the new rulers continued this tradition. The territory they occupied and later annexed was officially named Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Austro-Hungarians, like the Ottomans before them, understood the importance of acknowledging the two distinct historical regions. By maintaining the dual name, they reinforced the idea that this was a land of two parts, united under a single administration, but each with its own heritage. The imperial imprint, first left by the Ottomans, had created a political reality that would be carried forward into the 20th century. The 20th century brought another seismic shift to the region with the creation of Yugoslavia, the land of the South Slavs. This new state aimed to unite various peoples, cultures and historical territories into a single socialist federation. Within this grand political project, the question of internal borders and regional names was of paramount importance. The creators of socialist Yugoslavia sought to balance the promotion of a unified Yugoslav identity with the recognition of the distinct histories of its constituent republics. For the land of the river and the duke, this meant that its dual name would once again be preserved. The territory was officially established as the Socialist Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, one of the 6 republics that made up the Yugoslav Federation. This decision was highly significant. It was a deliberate choice to uphold the historical and cultural duality of the region. By keeping both Bosnia and Herzegovina in the official name, the Yugoslav government acknowledged the unique identities that had been forged over centuries. It was a way of ensuring that the people of both regions felt represented within the larger federal structure, preventing feelings of marginalization and fostering a sense of shared ownership of the republic. This preservation of the name served a crucial political purpose. Bosnia and Herzegovina was and is one of the most ethnically and religiously diverse regions in Europe, home to significant populations of Bosniaks, Serbs and Croats. In the context of Yugoslavia's motto, Brotherhood and Unity, the name Bosnia and Herzegovina became a symbol of this multicultural coexistence. It demonstrated that two distinct historical identities could be brought together under one political roof, providing a model for the broader unity of different Slavic peoples within the Federation. The name itself became an expression of the Republic's composite and inclusive character. Throughout the decades of Yugoslav rule, the name Bosnia and Herzegovina was a constant presence in education, media, and public life. It reinforced the idea that this republic was a community of communities, a place where different histories converged. While the overarching goal was to build a single Yugoslav nation, the retention of the dual name was a pragmatic and respectful nod to the deep historical currents that shaped the republic. It was a recognition that true unity could not be achieved by erasing historical differences, but by embracing them as part of a richer, more complex whole. The breakup of Yugoslavia in the early 1990s was a period of immense turmoil and tragedy. As the federation dissolved, the Socialist Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina declared its independence, a move that led to a devastating war. In this crucible of conflict, the country's name took on a new and profound significance. It was no longer just the name of a republic within a larger federation. It became the name of a sovereign, independent state fighting for its very survival. The name Bosnia and Herzegovina became a banner of independence, a symbol of the nation's right to exist. Following the war, the Dayton Accords of 1995 established the political structure of the modern state. The agreement reaffirmed the country's official name as Bosnia and Herzegovina. This was a critical decision. In a country deeply scarred by ethnic conflict, the name became a constitutional pillar of unity and inclusion. It served as a reminder that the state belongs to all its citizens, regardless of their ethnic or religious background. The dual name symbolically bridges the different communities, Bosniaks, Serbs and Croats, by grounding the nation's identity in its shared historical geography, rather than in the exclusive claim of any single group. Today, the name Bosnia and Herzegovina represents a commitment to a unified multi-ethnic state. It is a daily affirmation that the country is composed of 2 historic regions and 3 constituent peoples, all of whom have a place within its borders. The name is a bulwark against the forces of division, a constitutional and symbolic statement that the country's future lies in coexistence, not separation. It is a powerful emblem of the hope that a shared identity can be built upon the foundations of a complex and sometimes painful past, acknowledging diversity as a source of strength rather than a cause for conflict. The journey of the name from a river and a ducal title to the banner of a modern sovereign state is a remarkable tale. It reflects the nation's own journey through history. The name carries the weight of empires, the ambitions of medieval lords, the ideals of socialist unity, and the painful birth of independence. It is a constant reminder of the country's resilience and its enduring complexity. For the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina, their country's name is not just a label, it is a declaration of who they are, where they come from, and the future they are striving to build together. In the end, the name Bosnia and Herzegovina is far more than a simple geographical designation. It is a rich and intricate tapestry woven from threads of history, culture and politics. It tells a story that begins with the natural world, with a shining, flowing river that gave its name to a land. It continues with the world of human ambition, with a powerful duke whose title became forever linked to the southern plains and mountains. The name is a living document, a testament to the layers of identity that have been laid down over more than 1,000 years of recorded history in this fascinating corner of the world. This compound name carries an immense cultural and political weight for every citizen of the country. For some, it is a reminder of the distinct regional heritage they belong to. For others, it is a symbol of the necessary and delicate balance required to maintain a peaceful multi-ethnic society. The name is a constant negotiation between the particular and the universal, between regional pride and national unity. It encapsulates the central challenge and the greatest promise of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the ability to hold multiple identities in a harmonious and respectful balance, creating a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. The story of the name is a powerful lesson in how identity is constructed. It shows us that names are not static labels but dynamic symbols that evolve over time, their meanings shaped and reshaped by historical events. From Roman scribes to Ottoman administrators, from Yugoslav federalists to modern-day peacemakers, each era has added its own layer of meaning to the name Bosnia and Herzegovina. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe for more name origins, and share your thoughts with us in the comments. The name stands as a powerful symbol of a nation's enduring spirit. It is a testament to a land that has been a crossroads for centuries, a place where different worlds have met, clashed and coexisted. The name itself is a fusion, a bridge between the ancient and the medieval, between the natural and the political. It is a name that invites curiosity, compelling us to look deeper into the history of the people and the land it represents. It is a name that holds the past, defines the present, and points toward a future of unity and understanding. Which country's name origin do you want us to uncover next? Drop your suggestion in the comments.